Welcome to Flutterwave Grow My Business webinar. If this is your first time of joining us, Grow My Business webinar is basically a weekly webinar series that we do where we speak to experts and industry experts all around the world about how to grow small, medium businesses within Africa and beyond. We have now hosted 16 Grow My Business webinars. I think this is the 17th one. We're going to be making some changes to the flow of the webinar series. We started this as a response to the pandemic. Now that everyone or most places have relaxed lockdowns, people are back to work, we have realized based on your feedback that we need to make some changes. And so with this, we are going to be going to a twice monthly frequency because we noticed that a lot of people would prefer it if it was not so frequent, but still, still packing the information that you guys love now, but perhaps not so frequent, maybe not every week. So we have taken that on board. And then what we are going to do is we're going to start a poll. I'm going to do a poll after we go over the topic of the day. I have two major questions for you, and you guys are basically going to be deciding when we do the webinars and what time of day we do the webinars. But that will be after our session. So welcome. Also, another thing I wanted to point out is, we're in August. We announced via social media and via email that August is our small business month. And so we really want to ensure that everyone that is within our community, every small business that is within our community is number one, celebrated, but also given a chance to kind of take advantage of the things that we have available. So we have connected with people within our network. We're connected with other businesses. If you've joined us before, you know that we already have a partnership with Google where we are able to get you a Google My Business listing, which helps with your business visibility. We've also had them come on board twice now for sessions with us where they go into a lot of detail on how to take advantage of Google Ads and use that to your advantage and getting business visibility. So these are the things that we have been doing, and these are things that we want to continue to do. But in addition to that, we decided that many people sign up on Flutterwave, and it seems like they don't really understand how to use Flutterwave. Or a lot of people have come on board as a result of using Flutterwave Store, but they don't know in depth all the other things they can take advantage of with Flutterwave. So today, I have two of my colleagues on board. They are fantastic, amazing. Bolanle is a commercial manager. She will be going into detail on Flutterwave Store, how you can take advantage of it. We'll also be telling you how to set up. So for those of you that have never set up a Flutterwave account before, we're going to go into detail on that. And then also, because Flutterwave Store is a great e-commerce platform for you to get online, we noticed that a lot of people try to kind of, they're asking about a lot of features which are already available on Flutterwave. So Okpe Abitoye, she is going to be going through a lot of detail on what else you can take advantage of with Flutterwave. What other features do we have available that you can take advantage of as a small business? You want to send invoices to somebody and you have no idea where to begin. Flutterwave has that already. You don't need to create a Flutterwave store. If your business is invoice heavy, you can just send invoices to your clients and then they can make payments wherever they are in the world. It's very important for me to say that because a lot of people want to receive payments from their international clients and they have no idea where to begin. I mean, a huge part of payments is invoicing. And so we have an invoicing feature. Okwe will be talking us through that. And I'm very excited for this session. I'm just going to kind of go through our house rules as usual. I'll be presenting and sharing my screen. And then I'll hand over to Okwe so that we can get started. So, like I said, this webinar session, we're focusing on making the most of your Flutterwave store as a business. So meet Okwe Apitoye. She's a vertical in the growth team, and she also focuses on account management. And then Bolale Barua is our commercial manager at Flutterwave. They have years and years of experience, and they within payments and within the payments industry and banking industry. And they'll be talking to you from their wealth of experience, but also within a Flutterwave context as well. So this is the agenda for the day. As usual, we're doing the quick introductions and house rules, which is what we're going over now. And then we're going over making the most of a Flutterwave store as a business. That is our focus for today. And then we will go into the Q&A session. What is not captured here is that we're also going to do the poll for you guys to decide how we're going to operate our webinars going forward. Okay, so as you know, the webinar is being recorded and the recording will be sent out by email. We usually send these recordings out by Wednesday, Thursday. Webinars hold on Mondays. We usually send it out by Wednesday, Thursday. So let's just say 2-3 days after the webinar goes live. And then another thing is we add them to our YouTube channel, but they are available exclusively to you because the videos are not available for everyone to see if they go on our YouTube. So they're available exclusively to you on our YouTube for 1 week. And then after that week, we now make it public for everyone to get access to. So you can ask all your questions in the Q&A section as related to the topic, but you can feel free to use the chat function to relate with other webinar attendees and then also to respond to speaker requests. Like I said, I wanted to know if you guys could hear me and I told you to say hi in the chat function. So that's what we're going to use the chat function for. But if you want your questions to be answered, it kind of helps us to be able to monitor and view the questions if you use the Q&A function. So what I would say is avoid using the Q&A function for comments. Use the chat function for comments. Use the Q&A section for your questions, and we will answer the questions as much as possible. But if we are unable to get to your question, we are available via email, hi@flutterwavego.com, or you can send a direct message to us on Flutterwave Support, which is FLW Support on Twitter for all issues. You can also DM us on Instagram. We have our Instagram, it's the Flutterwave, for all issues and for any additional questions that you have. So that's pretty much it from me. I've just done the quick intro. I'm seeing someone say that this is their second time. Welcome, Daniel. I'm really happy that you were able to join us for a second time. So now I'm going to hand you guys over to Okwe and to Bolanle. Hi, guys. We can't hear you, though.
Hi.
Hi, everyone.
Hi. Okay, we're ready.
Great.
So I'm just going to hand you guys over and you can get started.
Okay. Hi, everyone. So we're going to get started with Bolanle's screen. Bolanle is going to share her screen now. As Wendy already introduced, my name is Okwe, and I'm here to say everything she has said I'm going to say. So we're just going to go right in. But first of all, we're going to start with Bolanle showing us how to even sign up in the first place and how to log onto the dashboard. So this is basically for people, if you're here and you're yet to sign up on the Flutterwave store or the Flutterwave dashboard itself. So this is like you getting a fresh account on Flutterwave. So I'll just let Bolanle quickly run through this in a couple of seconds, and then we can get started with the dashboard.
Thank you, Ope. Hi, guys. So I'm assuming that we have a few newbies here who do not have Flutterwave accounts, and we need some hand-holding. Very simple sign-up process, really. Once you go to www.flutterwave.com, you click sign in, it takes you to this page you are looking at. On this page, quickly, we just need brief information and then we'll get you started. So your first name, last name, let's say Bola Barua. Your business name, that's your trading name. So let's say Bola's Wares is my business name. The email address. I would advise that you use an email address that you frequently check because a lot of your notifications and information will be sent to that address. So let's say Bolanle, your country where you're based, Nigeria. How did you hear about us? We'd like to know from this webinar, from a friend, from a blog post. You click anyone, let's say via webinar. If you have a referral code, maybe a friend sent the link to you and you have the person's code, you can use their code. If not, you put in your password, you create a new password. We'll let you know how strong it is. And then we click on get started. So that's like the simple process. Okay, well, I think I didn't acknowledge. You acknowledge this and then we get started. So immediately you do that, you get an email from us. You check your email. We would like you to, if you didn't get the email, you can always re-enter your email information. But if you got the email from us, it should tell you what to do, which is to click from there to confirm your account. And then that takes you to your dashboard immediately. Okwe will be starting from the dashboard because we're assuming that by this time you've gotten your email, you've confirmed your account, and then you're seeing your dashboard. So I'll stop screen sharing shortly.
Thanks, Bolanle. So ideally, if you have done this, or if you were already on the Flutterwave dashboard or Flutterwave system, then this is what you should see next. So 1 second. Okay. So I'm just going to run through briefly here on what you can see on the Flutterwave dashboard. First is the overview. So right now, this is what you see, first of all, which is like an overview of your accounts in general. So you're seeing how much you did on the 4th of July, on 10th of July. So apparently this person doesn't have any transactions for 5th, 6th, 7th. If there were, then they'll be here. So it's basically just showing you how you do transactions. So this helps you to know which day you have the most transactions, at what time, when you have the most transactions, and then you can probably channel your advertisement towards these days, right? Depending on what business you run, basically. So the next is transactions. So I'm just going to run through everything very briefly. Transactions show the customers that have patronized you whenever. So this shows customers who have paid you on the platform for any kind of product or services. So you see how much they paid, you see the type of payment method that was used, and you see the date. Now you can go ahead and also click on it if you want more deep dive. You can see the transaction ID, the payment reference, the transaction fees if it applies, the amount due. You can see everything here, the card details and all of that. So this just basically shows you the kind of customers that made payments and all their details if you want. Now the next one is customers. Customers are basically everybody that has paid you ever in your business on the dashboard, right? So you're able to see their email addresses, their phone numbers, and all that. So this helps you basically to know how to contact your customer. So this is just giving you like free information about your customers. You want to reach out to your customer, maybe you notice that your customers, maybe this Nemi does transaction once a week, and then today Nemi hasn't done any other transaction. You're able to reach out or call or send an email, whichever one, and then you're able to just reach your customers. You can do a blast email to your customers if you're probably doing a new product or you're working on anything. This just gives you information whatsoever that you need about your customers. So this just helps your business basically, because you're getting your business out there to the people that you know have used them before. Now this is the balance. The balance shows you basically every payment that you have received. The ledger balance shows you the amount you have collected. As you may know, transactions that are done today are settled tomorrow, which is called T+1. So when they say T+1, that means the transactions I did on the dashboard today, or the transactions my customers have done today, I'll receive in my bank account tomorrow. So that's what the ledger balance does. The ledger balance shows you I have collected all these transactions, or I've made all this, my customers have made all these successful payments today. It's sitting in my ledger balance because it's due tomorrow. Now, once it's tomorrow, which is the T+1, it's settled into your provided bank account. So you have provided bank details for us to do the settlement. So this just shows the versatility of this platform. You have your USD wallet, you have UGX wallet, you have most currencies that you may think of, most common currencies that you may think of. So this is what this dashboard is showing you. It's basically just showing you your ledger balance and the amounts that you're to receive or the amounts that you're going to receive. Now, transfers. On the dashboard today, Flutterwave gives you the privilege to move money from one place to another, right? So maybe from this, your balance, as I've showed the balance before, you can then decide to transfer the money to your bank account or to someone else's bank account. It also shows you all the available currencies here, right? So you want to do a transfer, you want to move money from your Flutterwave wallet, which is this dashboard we're looking at. So you're moving from your available balance into a bank account, for instance, or you want to send to somebody else. You can initiate that from here. All you need to do is just click transfer. It asks you, are you transferring to a bank account, mobile money, to barter account, to Flutterwave account? So whichever one works for you. So if you have a friend or you have a business partner who already has a Flutterwave account as well, you can easily just do a transfer to their own dashboard from your own dashboard. Very, very easy. It also shows you the transfers that you have done. If you have done transfers previously, it shows you amount transfers, the number of successful transactions or transfers that you have done. If it's pending, if it's failed, you see the status here and everything is clear. If you have queued ones, so maybe it's still processing, right? So maybe you have done a transfer and you're wondering if the person has gotten it or not. It shows here as well. And it also shows the rate of failure and success. The approval, if you're awaiting approval, you also see here, and there's no approval here. You see the beneficiary. So whoever it is you have transferred money to previously, you see their details here as well. So you have proper record of what you have done. Now you can also top up your wallet. You can also top up your Flutterwave wallet here by going to top up balance. Once you click on top up balance, you're able to put in the currency as well as the amount. And then you can top up your Flutterwave balance. So i.e., once you top that up, you have that balance sitting in your Flutterwave wallet and you're able to do anything you want to do with it as per the functionality. Functionality. So these are just virtual cards, right? So we have some customers who don't particularly like to put in their bank card details. This helps you to put bank accounts that you can just put in for your transactions and then you're good to go. As we may know, so chargeback is when you have a disputed transaction from any of your customers as a merchant. Now, customer has made a payment and then they're like, okay, I do not think I want to continue with this transaction. They need to refund one. When that happens, so this is typically, oh, I went to a store and I used the POS and the transaction wasn't successful or the transaction failed, but I got debited. That's what chargeback is about. And ideally, customers would go to their bank to complain and say, I did this transaction, I didn't get value for it, or it failed. And then we are able to figure that out and probably do a reversal to the customer or do a refund. That's what it's basically called. So you're also able to see all your chargebacks here for any of your customers. Airtime and DSTV. So as you may know, we have VAS on Flutterwave today, right? Which you can do from any of your balances. So if you have an available balance and you want to buy airtime on the dashboard, you're able to purchase airtime and you're also able to pay for DSTV. So, and then you can see all the transactions that you have done. So on this account today, there is no DSTV subscription at all. Ideally, if there was a if there had been DSTV subscriptions, then you see everything here. But there has been airtime purchases which you can see. I'm so sorry. I think that my network is a little slow. So yeah, you can see the amount that you bought one time, the dates that you purchased it. So you also have all these records. I'm going to skip store and payment links because we're coming back to really talk about it. POS, Flutterwave has the POS service today. So we're able to give out POSs to our customers. So ideally, if you have a Flutterwave account, all you need to do is just go here to POS and request a POS. And then you can also see all your available POS devices if you have any. So if you're previously requested and you're using one maybe in your store or anywhere in your physical location, you're also able to see that on your dashboard. So you're able to see everything on your dashboard. Payment plan. So payment plan is basically for people who have subscription plans. So your kind of business, for instance,
I think we may have lost Okwe.
Yeah, I think I tapped out.
Yes. Bolale,
Um,
would you like
yes,
to?
I will. I can continue. I think before I'll allow her continue payment plans, but I wanted to give like a tip to SMEs that we have here when she was talking about account transfers and balances. So for most people do not know that they can actually work with their Flutterwave wallet to do all the things that they would do on their bank wallet. Most people just tell you when my payments come in, transfer immediately or settle immediately into my bank account. Um, because here we're sharing tips for, let me share my screen. Um, a minute, please. Guess we can all see my screen. Um, okay. Yes. So like I was saying, if you looked at this screen when Ope was speaking, she was telling us about the different wallets, the multi-currency wallets that we have, meaning that you can hold currencies in Naira, you can hold currencies in USD, you can hold currencies in Ghana cedis, you can hold in multiple currencies. Basically, what it means for an SME is there's some SMEs whose businesses, they price their items in Naira. Some SMEs price their items in dollars. Some SMEs price their items based on the different markets where they currently sell from. So Flutterwave allows you to hold balances in each of those wallets, and you can easily do your payments. So if you have customers who pay you in dollars, and then you also have to pay maybe your suppliers, it's best to keep your USD wallet, and then you can pay out from your USD wallet. Now, most importantly for the Naira wallet, we all know about the stamp duty charge, and it's a mandatory thing. There's nothing you can do about it. Everybody has to pay for stamp duty. But one of the things we've discovered that we think could help SMEs is today, like on this account we're looking at, it says settle my Access Bank account, this, and we settle T+1, like okay explained. However, as a SME or merchant on Flutterwave, you can tell us to you can determine the periods from when we fund your account or settle your account. You can decide that at the point of signing in, you tell us settle directly into my wallet, don't settle into my bank account. So whenever customers pay you, you would instantly get settled into your wallet, and then that allows you the freedom to decide what bank account you want to settle into. And you can also tell us to settle into your bank account, but maybe not settle every day, maybe settle 3 times a week, 5 times a week. What that does for you, if you're an SME whose business, gets income or payments from customers haphazardly, is that you save more money when you are not having, today the way stamp duty works is anytime there's a credit into your account, the banks would deduct money from that. They'll deduct 15 naira from that payment. If you're an SME who got some made sales of 10,000 naira, and we're settling you tomorrow, when we settle into your bank account, you will get 9,950 because the banks will take out 50 naira. You will get 9,950 from us because they would charge us for your stamp duty. Then when we settle into your bank account, your bank would also take another 50 naira, which becomes 9,900 naira for something that you only got 10,000 naira from. Imagine you don't make another sale, or you only make 2,000 naira sale the next day, and over a week you've lost 50 naira like 5 times for monies that you can actually do everything you need to do on your bank account on Flutterwave, on the Flutterwave wallet. What we would advise is, as a merchant, based on your collection volumes, it might be better for you to, keep your balances to a particular amount. Give yourself a threshold that maybe only transfer balances above 100,000 naira to me into my bank account. Anything less than 100,000 naira settle into my wallet. What that does for you is it enables you save up the little, differences in the gains here and there that you'd have probably lost to always receiving direct credits into your bank account. This is not it's not mandatory. I'm just saying, based on sharing tips, one of the things we've seen that SMEs could do that would also help them save up here and there and reduce, loss in their profits. And because from your Flutterwave wallet, like you can see here, you can do your payouts, you can pay to anybody, any bank account, everything that you would have had to do on your bank, from your bank balance, you can actually do from Flutterwave wallet. So it's advisable to just keep the money, pay from there, so you're not losing a lot of money along the value chain. Okwe is back now, so I'll allow Okwe continue with the payment plans. I just wanted to just chip that in for those who are thinking about how to save here and there.
Thank you so much, Balali, and I sincerely apologize for the interruption. So I'll just pick it back up to you. Balali, would you like me to share my screen? I think you should stop sharing. As I was saying earlier, so I stopped at payment plans. So if you have a kind of business where you have your customers have a plan. So for instance, I know Eden, one of our merchants, does something such that customers can pay for meal plan at certain periods, maybe daily or weekly or monthly. So if you have a sort of business, you're able to put on your customers on this plan here, and then you're able to also see how often they pay. So if the interval is daily, weekly, or monthly, this is just for you to monitor depending on the kind of business you do. I'll leave out invoices because we are also going to speak about it extensively. So I'm just going to, okay, before I rush off to settings, the referrals show you that, okay, so today on Flutterwave, because you're able to refer your neighbor, the next person, and earn from it, you can earn 0.1% from referring or from referrals. Now, if you're referring people, this gives you already your referral code. I don't know if anyone noticed when Bolanle was trying to sign up, there was a cell that told her to impute referral code. So if you had a referral code from somebody who referred you to the Flutterwave dashboard, you could just put that, and then the person earns something on each transaction that you do, which is what you see here. You also see the merchant status. So if you've referred ABC company, it shows here that you referred ABC company, and then it shows their revenue of whatever transaction they have done. It shows you your own earning, and then it shows you the dates that they were signed up. It also shows you that they are now verified, or it's pending, or they were rejected based on 1 or 2 compliance reasons. So quickly, I'll just show you the settings part. This is like the best part because it gives you all the power that you need on the dashboard to do some editing and to do, you may want to maybe add up 1 or 2 details that you did not add up at the point of sign up. So this is general. You could just do everything you want to do here. You can change, you can put your first name, last name, you can edit your email address, your phone number. You can also change your password here. Maybe your password had been compromised somehow. You could do that here. You can put your business information. Maybe you now have updated address or email address or anything. You can also update that here. This is also a good part because you can update your logo here. So if you upload your logo, when your customers are trying to pay you, they see your logo on the payment page, right? And then they can impute their details. At least they're sure, oh, I'm paying Positive Energy for whatever service or products that I have gotten from them. So that helps you here. So all you need to do is just click on save, and then you're good to go. For the bank account, so if you notice that maybe now you don't want to use Zenith Bank for your settlement anymore, you can come here and edit. You can also change primary account to secondary account. Maybe you have given us 2 or 3 account details before, right? And you want us to change it to another one. Maybe you have now opened a business account with GC Bank. You can come here and do that editing, and then that's it. So you don't need to come back to us to say, oh, my bank, I have changed my bank and all that. You can do all of that by yourself here. You can also add new bank account details if need be. Here shows you the users of your account. So you see the users that are able to log into your account here. And then you also see their last login. So if you're a huge business or maybe a medium enterprise business, and then you have a number of people who can log in, this just helps you to track who is logging in at what time. It also helps you to know what exactly people are doing, just so that you're on top of everything in your organization. For APIs, this is basically tech. If there are any people here, the API just shows you the different APIs that you have. Then send it to maybe your web developer or anyone who can assist you with this. Webhooks. For account settings, so this is also a key part you need to note. There are some customers that will say, oh, bear the cost. So the 1.4% that Flutterwave is going to charge me, I can either pass it to my customers or I can bear it myself, right? So if you prefer to want your customers to pay so that there is no cost on you, then you click the first one. If you think that, oh, you have already incorporated the amount that will cover charges into your pricing, then you can say, oh, it's okay. You can charge me for the transaction fees instead of my customer. So you have the power to do that here. For transaction emails, so when transactions are done, emails are sent to the customer and the merchants, which is you, the business, and your customer. Now you can decide, oh, I want to receive for every transaction that happens, or I don't, or I just don't like too many emails. So you can either, uncheck the box or check the box. You want your customers to receive transaction emails, you can either uncheck the box or check the box. Now, I'm going to speak a little more on the payment methods. There are different payment methods available by default today on the dashboard. So if you sign up today on Flutterwave, all of these payment methods are available for your customers to make payment. So they can pay with card, they can pay with their bank, they can pay with Barter, which is our consumer app, they can pay with mobile money, they can pay with Visa QR, they can pay with Migo. I mean, this is a laundry list. Most of the time we advise that since you already know your customers, you know that what they might like to use to pay. So you don't want to just plug up the payment page with so many payment options, right? So you can decide which and which to use. The card payment is your usual Visa card, MasterCard, Verve card, right? Which is always advisable to put because most people have cards today. The bank payment is transfer, but this is a little limited because this was like the version 1 we did for bank payments when we're trying to figure out how transfers were going to work. But this is limited because there are limited banks. It also has limited transaction amount. So I usually would tell my customer, instead of bank payments, why don't you enable bank transfer? Now, the bank transfer basically allows the customers to transfer into a provided account details, right? I'm going to quickly just explain that. So when a customer clicks enable, when a customer clicks, I want to pay with bank transfer, it pops up a box and gives a virtual account number. Most times will appear as Wema Bank account number. It's usually a virtual account number. It's just for that transaction. So what you would see is an account number. Account name is going to show the merchant name. That's you as the business. This gives the customer some sort of comfort to be sure they are paying you, right? And then it tells you this account number is going to expire within the certain number of minutes and all that. So because it's a virtual account and it's particular to that transaction, if the customer comes back to do another transaction in the next second, it's going to pop up another account number because these are virtual account numbers that need to take the payment for that particular transaction. So they are particular to one transaction. Now, most customers can say, oh, I don't have a Wema Bank account. Yes, you don't have a Wema Bank account, but this is Flutterwave giving your customers the opportunity to do a transfer to this virtual account. And once that is done, it is settled and then you get your payment. So it's nothing to worry about. Now, if your customer makes this payment, they just go to their, so once they get the details, all they need to do is either go to their payment, the bank app or internet banking or wherever they do transfer. They click the account, the exact details, just like they want to do a normal transfer to the next person, right? So you click that, you click the Wema Bank, you put in the account number, the virtual account number that is provided for you on the payment screen. Once you click that, ideally, I mean, if you're doing a normal transfer, it's going to resolve and bring out the person's name. It's going to bring out the business name just as you have seen it on the dashboard. Once payment is made, you also see it on your dashboard as transactions. So you see your normal transactions here, right? So you see, and the payment type or the payment method is going to show you bank transfer. So you're sure that the customer has made payment. And once the payment is successful, that's it. So it works perfectly just like the card's payment. And then you get the funds the next day as well. Very, very seamless. This is like the best feature that I like to talk about, because it's easy, because customers are already used to making bank transfers anyway. The only difference is you're able to see everything on your dashboard. I mentioned that Bata is our app. That's our consumer app. Some customers would like to use Bata to make payments. Mobile money would usually pop up if maybe your customer is in Ghana or your customer is in Kenya, because these are the prominent places we know use mobile money today, right? So all those places, if you're taking payments in those currencies, ideally will pop up the mobile money option. Visa QR is not particularly common here. Migo is also not really common. Pay Attitude, you might have heard of it. But the most common ones you will see, or the commonest ones you will see, are card payments, bank transfer payments, and maybe USSD sometimes, because USSD is picking up nowadays, especially GT Bank and a few other banks that have done well with that. So payment notification, so you can also choose to send notification email to other users. So basically everything you need to do, if you need to edit your dashboard or any information on your dashboard, all you need to do is just come to settings, right? And then click on account settings, and then you can do an undo here. It's your account. As long as you have the login details, you're able to do that. You can also enable two-factor authentication for your transfers. Two-factor meaning you want the customer to reconfirm that they're the ones paying. You can allow we can allow customers to cancel subscriptions. Like I mentioned, you can have some customers who have the subscription plan. If you want to allow them, fine. If you don't trust them enough to cancel subscriptions, then you can also take that off here. Then you can see your balance history for your balance. I think that I must have covered everything. Maybe we could, if we have any other questions on the dashboard, then we could. So I think we should quickly go into the payment links, Flutterwave Store, and invoicing right now. I don't know, Bolanle, do you want to quickly take the payment links and then we can interchange?
Yeah, I could take payment links and invoice. Thank you, Ope. So on our payment links today, a lot of people try and find out what's payment links, how does it work, what am I supposed to be doing with it, how does it, what's the value of payment links for my business. The way I like to explain it is that we have different types of business. Not every SME has a store, for example, in terms of a physical store, not everyone is selling same goods and services, and not everyone is doing the same thing. So payment links is a service that we have a lot of people who deal in services rather than goods, used today. We've had different use cases from the guys in the NGOs who are making, who are receiving donations, who are asking, who send message to people and say, oh, I'm donating towards this cause. If you click on this link, you can support, you can pay, any amount of money, you can support us by just clicking this link and paying. We've had people who, for example, you operate a cleaning service, home cleaning service. You know your merchants already. You guys have like a WhatsApp group or an email that you send to them. You can create your payment link, and with your payment link, they have the information of what they need to pay. I was talking about subscriptions. You have people who sell maybe magazines or soft books or editorials. They also create payment links and have their customers just click on those links and pay for whatever thing that they need. And also, as a regular SME, you're selling shoes, you're selling stuff, somebody says, I don't have time to go into anything, just tell me how to pay. You can forward your payment link to them, they pay, and they can get the service done. So for payment links, you come to create a payment link. We see here a lot of payment links that have been created, but I'll start a new one so that we can all see how to go about it. So with our payment link, we have 3 different types. We have the single charge, which is you're sending a payment link to somebody and they're only making payments for just one item. It's a one-off payment. It's not all the time. So let's say you went out with your friends on Friday and you guys spent money, and so everybody said, okay, use your card, send us your account details, we will pay you back. You can create a single charge payment link and send to each of your friends with how much their amounts are, and they can make their payment. Subscription link, like I said, people who have services where people subscribe monthly, weekly, maybe you sell food items, groceries, or you cater for offices, and people have to pay you. Let's say you do weekly healthy food plans, 7-day weekly healthy food plans. So people subscribe weekly if they want you to make meals for them for 7 days. So you can use the subscription link, make a payment link, but it's a subscription link that they can always use. And then we have the donation page, like I said, that works for a lot of guys in the non-for-profit space. And even people, you don't have to be only non-for-profit. Maybe you're trying to run like a GoFundMe, but you're unable to set up a GoFundMe account. But you're running a campaign on your social media handle, or you're sending to friends, you can create a donation page link and people can pay. So let's start with a single charge. With a single charge, you put your payment link name. This is good because you can customize it. So let's say with the example of we all went out and we paid, or we went shopping and we used a friend's card. You can say refund for Friday's shopping. If it's like, I know that we have people on this webinar who are not just all Nigerians. So like we said, we have multiple currencies. Depending on where you are, what currency, you can click. So you say Nigeria, you put the amount. Let's say it's 10,000 naira. And if it's something you are able to either impute the amount yourself or allow it to be open. Imagine it was a one-off donation link or a one-off payment link where you were asking people to support a cause. You can leave the amount blank so that the individuals can put in the amount that they want to support the cause with. Then for description, you can say what it's about. So when somebody sees the link or opens the link, they understand what the link they are paying for, what they're paying for is about. You can show more options. You can customize a URL for it. You can redirect after payment, maybe to your website. You can split the payment in terms of maybe you want the payments to go into 2 different wallets on your system. You want 50% of it to go into your primary account or primary wallet, and you want the other 50% into your secondary wallet. And you can also collect extra information. So you can decide what information you want to collect from your payment links. And this is very important because some people don't necessarily have websites. They don't have stores or physical shops. They meet people online and someone says, oh, I want to donate to your cause. I want to pay for something. You want to be able to get information from those people to know who paid you, so that maybe you can reach out to them later, send an email, make a phone call and say, thank you, we received your payment. So you can customize what fields you want. Do you want their first name, last name? You can add another one saying you want their phone number. You can just make it basic details that you want. And then you could say maybe email address. These are the basic things that you want from people today, so that they can impute those things. And then we create the link. So okay, this already exists, so let's leave the 2. So when we create the link, I'm supposed to enter a description. So let me just say payment for groceries. And so we create the link. So your payment link has been created. So you will see it on your dashboard, say refund for created a few seconds ago. Now what you just do is you click on view your link. It shows you what your link looks like. So when you send the link, when you copy the link, let me go back to that page and show you. So here, when your link was created, you can, when you open it, you would see the information, you see the link. So this is the link that you would copy. You can copy that link and maybe share on your WhatsApp, share on your Instagram bio or something. When your customers click on that link to pay, this is what it will show them. It will show them your business name or your name, refund for Friday shopping. Because I asked that I wanted first name requested, phone number requested, it shows those additional fields. Normally on our payment links, when you create a payment link, we'll always collect first name, last name, and email address of the customer. Now, because I have imputed amount and I didn't leave it blank for the customer to decide how much they want to pay, it binds them, so they always have to pay that amount. And that works for people don't always pay complete amounts of money for their services. People just, if you leave it blank and maybe you clean the person's house or you made the person's hair and you had agreed to take 7,500 for the service, and then the customer decides that he wants to pay 7,000 naira. When you have imputed your own amount by yourself, what that does is that the customer cannot pay you except they are paying you the amount you have requested for. So when customer clicks pay, immediately it brings up our checkout page. They put in their details, either card or bank transfer, and you receive your money. When you come back to your dashboard, it will let you know, you'll be able to see if it was paid, if it's been used, and you can use multiple times. I'll just show us quickly what the subscription link looks like. It's similar, same thing. It's just that now you are able to say what the interval is. Like I explained, depending on the kind of service that you offer, if your service is a weekly service, a bi-weekly service, 6 months, maybe you are a online fashion magazine or something, and people have to pay you monthly, you can click interval as monthly. So every month it would request for them to pay up for that month's subscription. Then it will let you know number of times to charge a customer, so you can decide if it's just for the year. So the customer is buying your magazine, has paid for or has chosen a 12-month subscription plan, which is a year. So when you come to number of times here, you put 12. If it's for 6 months, you put 6 months. If it's for 2 years, you put 24, and then you create the link. Similar to creating a link for, let's say we want to create another link and it's not subscription now. Let me see. For trying to click for donation pages, it's similarly about the same thing. So you can decide to put a background image, because in this case it's a donation page. Maybe you have an image for the campaign you are running. Maybe you donate to Sickle Cell Foundation and you have an image for it. You can upload the image. If the non-for-profit has a website, you can impute the donations website. You can impute the phone number for the non-for-profit organization, so people can call you when they finish making payments, or they can reach you for any other information. And then you can put a description of what they are paying for, what the cost is about, and the page title. We've seen this work a lot for a lot of SMEs, because it's not a one size fits all. Some SMEs sell things that are easy to capture. Some people just sell services, but payment links allows you the opportunity to do different things with your payment links and serve different customers based on what you've agreed. Okay, do you want to take invoicing, or should I just go ahead with invoicing?
Yeah, I can take invoicing. You can keep sharing your screen. Just click on invoicing for me. So I think it's basically the same thing, right? If you need to create a new invoice, all you need to do is just click on the new invoice, and then it gives you the details of what you need to do. Bolanle, please click on new invoice so that we can show how new invoicing works. So this that you can see here were the invoices that were previously created. Now, to create a new invoice, these are the things that are required. Enter email address, put in the currency, you put in the invoice item. So these are basically details that you want the customer to know, just so they're able to recognize, oh, I'm paying for this stuff. The only extra thing you're putting here at the fact that there are different items. That's the difference between it and payment links. Because you have maybe a number of things that you have done for this customer, or they've bought maybe like 10 products, you're able to put the invoicing items and add a couple more items just so that the customer will see that they're paying for this number of things. And then you're able to impute quantity. Once you put in the unit per price and it calculates with the quantity, then the amount is going to calculate itself automatically. So please, Balale, please just put in invoice item, the quantity and the amount. So you see that the amount already changed to 4,000. So you can put t-shirts, then you can also add item, maybe one shots, or you can add as many items as possible, and then you can create the invoice. So please, I'll just let Bolale do that quickly. And then we can have it. Once it's created and you send the link to a customer, once the customer clicks on it, the customer is able to see everything that you have imputed as information. So the customer they obviously know what exactly it is they're paying for. You can also put invoice notes, maybe items supplied on the 2nd of January for Christmas. Or you could just put in as much information as possible so that your customer is not confused as to what is this that I'm getting. And then you can create the link. So this basically works for customers or businesses that are invoice, that heavy invoice. So most times what you do is you have to invoice your customer. You don't have to have a website to have this. And that's what this is basically about. We're trying to, as much as possible, assist or work with customers or businesses that do not have existing websites as we speak. So it's typically not your online payments that you have to go to a website to make payment. No, we're also providing services that can apply to customers who do not have websites. So once this invoicing link is created, the customer gets the link, clicks on it, it takes them to the checkout page, and then they can make payment for whatever it is that you have imputed here.
I think sorry, I wanted to also chip in here that you could set reminders for your invoice, and you could decide if they should send multiple emails to the customer with your invoice. You could also click if you want the invoice to be sent to the customer on WhatsApp. So we could also send that for you. And then you can put in your shipping. If you're doing shipping yourself, if the customer had any discounts, you can put all that information so that the customer can see that on their invoice. And this is very good for not just small businesses, but even businesses that are, trying to get, businesses that get orders from large corporates. If you're going to get a bank deal, now maybe to supply them food or to supply them sanitaries, tissues and all that, and they ask for an invoice, you don't have to start worrying about the fact that you don't have an invoice or to create one by yourself on Microsoft Word and all that. You can just have it, created for you here, and your invoice will also have a link that they can actually click on and pay you for your services.
Basically, maybe you have sent the invoice once and the customer hasn't paid. You're able to now set reminders here to say, okay, remind them every 2 days, or every 3 days, or every 4 days until the payment has been made, right? So while you're reminding, you're sending the email to say, oh, you still have this invoice payment pending, just to ensure that you get your money in by all means. So yes, let's create a link. So as I mentioned, it's just going to, once the customer clicks on the link, it's then going to take you to our payment page. It's going to show all of these details that you have put in. So the customer is not confused. They know exactly what they're paying for, and then they can go ahead to make the payment.
Sorry, you asked me to click on the invoice link.
Yes, so that we can see what it looks like when the customer clicks on the invoice link and then takes them to the payment page.
Okay. Yeah.
copy.
Yeah.
Yes.
And so this is what
So this is what the invoice link looks like. It looks really beautiful. It has your logo on it. It has your name, your business name on it, your email address, all the details that you have imputed. It also tells you who you sent the bill to, gives you an invoice number, gives you the date, and the customer just clicks on make payment. So here the customer has the description, so they know exactly what it is they're paying for. There is no confusion, and there's no need to start explaining, oh, it was when we did this and when we did that. So once the customer clicks on make payment, it takes them to the payment page. And then they can decide which of the payment available payment options they would like to use for the payment. So you enter your card details, you can choose USSD, you can pay with bank transfer, and etc. So I think we can round off now with our store. Bolali.
So, okay, I wanted to just show them what you were talking about, the bank transfer, that if a customer clicked bank transfer, this is how their account number will come out, and then they can go to their banking app and complete the transaction for the invoice.
Yes, correct. So once the payment is made, the customer clicks on I have made this payment, and that's it. And transaction, you have made a successful, get the debit out, and then you as the business will also get an email saying this customer has made this payment to you, so that you can then provide service or send their products to them. So Balali, can you run through the store for us?
Okay. Thank you, Ope. Hey guys, I hope we're adding value to you and you're finding some information that will work for your business. So a lot of people know about store. I'm sure that a lot of people that are here, are probably store merchants. What we tried to do was show you all the other things that you could do on Flutterwave, not just on your store, just in case it was only your store link you were always clicking on. So if you're a first-time store user, normally you would, because we already had some items, that's why you can see it here. But if you're a first-time user, when you click on store from your dashboard here, you would find this place blank. And then what you do is you add products. So by adding products, you put the product name. So let's say I want to, let's say shoes, let's say red shoe, red stiletto or red sandals, because we have different shoe. So red stiletto, you can put a product description, and you can customize it. You can say beautiful red stiletto to complete, a great outfit. You can put, information like size, you say shoe size 9, or available, you want to tell them more, you can say available in sizes 7 to 10. And if it's also available in other colors, you can say. And then you put the amount. So let's say this shoe is 10,000 Naira. You can put it in kilograms as well, based on if you'll be handling your shipping. So we could say the shoe weighs maybe 50 grams. This is kilograms, so it should be 50 grams. And you can put the number of this red stiletto in stock. So, we said size is 7 to 10. Let's say you have 20 pairs. You just list it. And then you click on add this item to my product page. Now you come here and you add images. What I'll do is, let me quickly download a few images. I think I need to emphasize here that one of the things that makes your store a place where people want to visit, is the fact that, you have, you know, beautiful images, and the customer can imagine what the shoe will look like, you know, in their mind. It helps them to picture, you know, the shoes. So I would emphasize that as an SME, you're selling something, please ensure that you have a very beautiful image. You try and take the pictures or get images that, you know, are as real as possible for the customer. You can pick another image. So when we first launched store a few weeks or a few months back, you could only put in one image, but I'm happy to say that now you can upload a lot of images on your store. So you can upload multiple images of the same shoe. Unfortunately, I was just copying instead of saving. Please allow me. And let's see. This is shoe one. So when we come back to your store, you click on drag images here or click. So I can go to my images and say red shoe. So I click red shoe, can put that in, upload. In fact, I could have clicked all of them. You can add another image, like I said. So now we can take multiple images. You don't have to only put one image. So, you know, you can show them, if it was a dress, for example, you want to show them different sides of the dress, different ways the dress can look. You know, you can take different pictures, ensure that the lighting is good. And so when the shoes, and they're looking at the red, it looks like red. It's not looking like, you know, brown or ox blood. And then you save your product. Your product has been added successfully. So when your customer, you know, gets to your store link and they click on red stilettos, you know, to buy, it would, like, let's say if we go to your store link, let me open this link. That's your store link that you share with your customers or you put on your bio. It would show them red stiletto, and they can see, you know, multiple images of the shoes. So they can say, oh, okay, this is how it looks. This is how your multiple shoes look. They can pick, you know, the description you put there, beautiful red stiletto, whatever information available in sizes 7 to 10. They can click that there. They can add it to their cart, and then they can, you know, pay for it. So that's how simple, you know, you can put in any image on, or you can upload more products on your store. As the business owner, you want to come to manage store to, you know, manage your store information. This is very important. Today, you can, you know, include your own shipping details. Most people handle their deliveries today. They have delivery companies they work with. So you come to your managed store, you click on shipping preference, and then you can click on I'll handle my shipping. When you pick on I'll handle my shipping, it will ask for more information so that your customer knows what, and you can also get as much information from your customer on how that will work for their payments. So region, let's say Lagos. Depending on how your personal your delivery service works, you know, most times they have different delivery prices for island, mainland, for example, within Lagos, out of state, and they have different price for international shipping. So you can put the, you know, amount. So let's say Lagos Island, and we say delivery is 1,500. So what happens is, you know, you add that fee. You can also put Lagos mainland. You can create as many areas that your current delivery system works for. What happens is when your customer gets to the link and they want to pay, let me see if we go back. Let me go back to our store. I want to buy this red shoe. This is how I see your store. What are you shopping for? I click on it. If I put in my information, remember I picked one shoe, and I go to my cart to want to make payments, it tells me the amount. If I click on continue as your customer, and I put my first name, last name, and all that, and I put the region and delivery address, if it's somewhere around the island, or if I click, you know, because you said Lagos Island, the number of delivery locations you impute is what will show on the drop down tab here. So because we've only put Lagos Island, it's only showing us Lagos Island. So if the customer clicks and puts Lagos Island, whatever address he puts, it automatically includes the delivery fee or adds the delivery fee to the amount of the item. So the customer is paying you once for the whole service. And that way, it's the customer is also clear on what delivery costs and what the shoes cost. So that just helps, to manage your day-to-day business. You can set all those things up and automatically you have your, business information moving, all around. I want to show us a few other items that we've listed. Like you said, when I was setting up this item, we put how many orders we have or how many we have in stock. As customers buy daily, it would keep depleting and telling you, how many is left. Now we have, we're working on WhatsApp information where we send you WhatsApp information to tell you someone has bought, this is what your stock is left. And you also get it as an email address. So if you look at this monkey shoulder, for example, it would show you how many people have bought. You said your unit price is 400, you had 102 products, you've sold 43. It will tell you your total revenue and the date you created that product. Now it lists all the numbers of, details of customers who have bought that particular product from you, the quantity that they bought, the date that they paid. So that way you are able to also track your stock without having to stream by. Customers go on your stock position and they don't have any item. One good thing about store is if an item is out of stock, it would immediately say out of stock. So the customer is not clicking and making payments and then they come back to dispute because you said it's out of stock. It would easily help you manage your inventory so you can avoid as many challenges as possible with the customers. If you click on orders, it will let you know all those who have paid for items on your store. If you were successful, the amounts that they paid, the dates that they paid, and you can actually get more information. If it was fulfilled, you will see fulfilled in terms of if you were managing, your shipping, if it was delivered and all that, it would put all those in. Is able to pay in whatever currency, depending on what currency is convenient for them in their country or in geography, whether it's cards, mobile money, USSD, Visa QR, bank transfer, whichever way. And then you have information on your customers, so you can even check what is happening. Know when your customers are buying a lot from you. Do you make more sales over the weekend? Is that the right time to do sales, promotions, or to even offer discounts? All that is easily managed on your store account today. Okay, do you want to chip in anything?
Yeah, thanks, Bolanle. Quickly, I was just going to say the delivery part is really good. You want to ensure that your customers have idea of your delivery amount. So, I mean, you may have customers who will tell you Lekki, and then you see that ideally is Aja or is Ekpe. So you want to be sure what you're listing. That's why you're able to add as many fields as possible. Some people were saying we didn't go through the event and sandbox. So the sandbox on the dashboard just shows you can turn off and on your sandbox. So maybe you want to test something, and that's basically tech. That's why I didn't really bother going into it, because we're focused on SMEs here today. So the sandbox is basically tech. It's for turning off and on if you don't want to be live or you don't want your customers to see that you're live yet, right? So you're testing stuff, maybe back end. That's when you turn on the sandbox. Event is for if you're an event planner or you're an event person and you have an event coming up. So it shows you the number of tickets that you would have uploaded, the number of tickets that you have, the number of tickets you've sold, how much you sold them, and then that's then the event name, and that's it. So that's what I just needed to quickly clarify on that. I think we're running out of time and we need to take questions now. So I'll just leave Wendy to handle that. Every other thing you may need, you could drop it in the question and answer section for us to answer. Thank you very much, guys.
Thank you so much, Okwe. Thank you so much, Bolanle. This was really great. I think it was very detailed. And as a result of the fact that it's very detailed, we have a lot of questions. So I hope you guys are ready. We're going to try and power through as many questions as possible. Someone is asking, how can I open an account from my phone? yes, you absolutely can open a Flutterwave account from your phone. Go to the same link, dashboard.flutterwave.com/sign up, and you can open and create a Flutterwave account from your phone. Someone said, how can Flutterwave help me advertise at my store? So what we do with pushing the stores that currently use Flutterwave is there's a lot of factors that go into place, right? And I'm going to say this for everybody that we've gotten different variations of this question. If you want Flutterwave to push your Flutterwave store, just send us an email to hi@flutterwavego.com. We consider a lot of factors. One of them being that you are actually actively pushing your store as well. You have to think about so I want to say that this is very important. And I think this will help in your approach to kind of making sales on your Flutterwave store. You have to think about your Flutterwave store as a website. It is your website, it is your platform, which means that a lot of the push has to go into from you. You have to treat it like your platform, which means that people may not be able to find it except you are pushing it. That's kind of the way it functions right now. And so we will push with you. We do a weekly thread on Twitter and we do one on Instagram stories where we kind of showcase the 10 businesses that are using Flutterwave Store. And every week we do 10 different businesses, and we also ask people to add their Flutterwave Store links as well. So we can do this, but please send an email to hi@flutterwavego.com. And then we will obviously, we're at the discretion to make decision on whether or not we want to push. But there's a lot of factors that we consider, like, is your Flutterwave store completely set up? Do you have clear images of your products? And stuff like that, basically. That's what we consider. So this answer kind of applies to everybody else that has asked this question. From a marketing perspective and from a push partnership perspective, we are happy to do so. But we also need you to treat your Flutterwave store the way you would a website. So someone is asking, what are the charges with Flutterwave with every account created? And what I'm going to do is, I see that there are a few questions about this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to share my screen. I'm going to show you guys what our pricing page looks like. And then we can basically take it from there. So I'm going to share my screen and show you what our pricing page looks like. But we have clear and affordable pricing that is very transparent. Very important for us to mention that our pricing is transparent. You just need to go on flutterwave.com/pricing, and it automatically detects your location. And based on your location, it shows you the pricing in your location. So right now I'm in Nigeria, I'm in Lagos, Nigeria. And so it is showing me the pricing based on my location. I can see that for local transactions here, we charge a 1.4% processing fee on your transactions. And these processing fees are capped at 2,000 Naira, which means we will not charge you more than 2,000 Naira per transaction if it's a local transaction on your Flutterwave store, or if you have integrated Flutterwave into one of maybe your websites, if you are using a payment link, if your customers pay you with any of these payment methods, which are now available on Flutterwave, which is Visa, MasterCard, bank account, USSD, bank transfer, POS, Visa QR, our transaction fee is 1.4% capped at 2,000 Naira. And then for international transactions, we charge 3.8% processing fee for Visa, MasterCard, and Amex. And you're able to receive payments from anywhere in the world. But if you are not in Nigeria, or if you want to kind of see what the charges and payments, the charges are like for people outside of your country, click on that, and then it takes you to where you can select your continent. These are the continents that we're active in right now. And then you can select your country. So I'm going to say Africa, and then I will say, let me do Ghana. I'm going to select Ghana. And then I can see what the charges per transactions. Payments for Ghana. So this is payments means you're receiving the payment, and then payouts for Ghana, which means that you are paying out via your Flutterwave dashboard. If you remember, Bolanle had said during our presentation that you can do transfers via your Flutterwave dashboard. If you have artisans that work for you, or if you have suppliers that work for you and you want them to answer you want to pay them money, you can do so via your Flutterwave dashboard, and you are able to see how much we'll charge you per transaction. That's currently it. So like I said, flutterwave.com/pricing, and then it brings you to the page that shows you what the pricing is like in your country, and then you can see pricing for other countries. So I'm going to go into the next question. Someone is asking, please take us through. Sorry, yeah?
Sorry, Randy, we have quite a number of people sending questions to the chat. Do you want to tell them to send it to the QA section?
Yes, please. We won't be addressing the questions in the chat function because we are focusing solely on our questions in the Q&A section. So please ask your questions in the Q&A section if you want them to be answered. Someone is asking, how often is this meetup? Thank you for asking that question, because you have reminded me that there's something I needed to do that I completely forgot that we were supposed to do. So I mentioned at the beginning, I know that some people joined us late. I mentioned at the beginning that we are taking this Grow My Business webinar from a weekly webinar to a twice monthly webinar. That means bi-monthly. Bi-monthly, I mean every 2 months and twice a month, but what I mean is twice a month. We're going to be having the webinar twice a month instead of 4 times a month. And we want your help in making a decision to basically what time of the day we're going to do it, and also what day of the week are we going to do it. So I've launched a poll, and the poll is on right now. And I'm asking for you guys to please vote in the poll. Let us know. It's completely anonymous, by the way. We can't tell what your answers are, but please let us know what day of the week you prefer and what time of day you prefer. The timing based on the location is there. So there's GMT +1, there's 12 noon, there's 5 p.m., there's 10 a.m. as well. So you can vote on that, and then I will go into the next questions. We have 54 questions. Okay. We're going to try and breeze through. I'm going to try and breeze through it. But if we're not able to answer your questions, then please send us an email. Okay. Someone is asking, I am Daniel. I sell digital products. I want to use Flutterwave for receiving payments, but you don't have a plugin that automatically downloads the files after payment. How do I configure this? Okay. Daniel, we have a function on Flutterwave that basically allows you, with the payment links that Bolanle and Okwe showed, where you are able to embed, add a redirect link to your payment links, which means that if you're hosting your digital, maybe your e-guide on Dropbox or Google Drive or a platform that you trust, basically, you can add that redirect link to your payment link. And that way, it redirects to that platform and they're able to download, but you are basically putting your products behind a paywall. We have a blog post about this as well. You can go on our blog, but also that's pretty much how we have it set up right now. Okay. I have answered all the questions on the pricing. So someone is asking, I think Bolanle and Okwe, you guys can answer this question. Is Flutterwave security protected in the sense that people wouldn't hack into your accounts created on the site? We get this question a lot, so I would like for you guys to answer this question.
Okay. Bolanle, do you want to go on? Okay, so today, for you to be payment processor, you have to have some certain level of security. I mean, there has to be like the lowest level of security you can have, and that's the PSS, PCI DSS. Now, the PCI DSS is a body that ensures, or is a certificate that ensures that you have all of the security to ensure that your customers are not hacked, your merchants are not hacked, their details are not taken, etc. So you have to have this to ensure that your customers are also safe and your customers' details are safe whenever. So Flutterwave is PCI DSS compliance level 1, which is the highest level. This gives us the audacity or the responsibility to be sure that no information is leaked, no data is fully secure. So you can be rest assured that your data is secure, your details are secure with us at Flutterwave because we have this security.
Yes, so like Okpa said, this also applies to someone called Chrysolite Haven. You have asked this question as well. What do you do when your customers say they don't trust links for payments? How can you manage it as an entrepreneur? Basically, we are PCI DSS certified. And I know that that seems like a lot of acronyms that don't really mean anything. What that means is that on an international level and on a local level, so local in whatever country that we're in, and on an international level, as a global company, we are able to process payments securely via our payment platform. Also, that means that we are able to also protect your payments, your customers' payments as well. We will be going into a little bit more detail on our customer protection. That's a little bit more later in the month, but this is information that I think is really important and it's valid for your customers to be concerned. It's actually it's a good thing for them to not trust every single link that is sent to them. But Flutterwave is a secure platform and we are 100% secure. And because we're so, because we're so confident in our security, we're able to protect our customers and our merchants to a certain extent with our customer protection plan. But we will go into a little bit more detail on that a little bit later. Okay. Flutterwave, someone is asking about Flutterwave's own delivery system. So we are working with partners on our delivery, but we didn't go into detail on it because we are trying to work it out in a way that is helpful or in a way that is not stressful for the merchants involved and for the customers they are delivering to. And so it's not yet live. So this applies to everyone that is asking about that. Delivery is not yet live. Flutterwave partner delivery is not yet live. But you are able to handle your own shipping via the Flutterwave dashboard. So I've seen that a lot of questions are being asked about that. I'm going to skip all of them. Okay. So someone's asking for products information. What if I sell on other platforms and the product was sold on another platform? Bolanle or Okwe, would you like to answer that question for Flutterwave Store?
I'm trying to find.
Can you clarify? Can you clarify
for product
the question?
information? What if I sell on other platforms and the product was sold on another platform?
So if it's sold on another platform, then you need to go and edit your store to say this is the stock that is left. So ideally, you should have your inventory every day, every other day, if not every day, depending on how you run your business. But if you know that you have sold, if you know that you put t-shirts on another platform, 2 t-shirts on another platform, and you have just those 2, and you also put 2 t-shirts on Flutterwave Store, if you have sold 1 t-shirt on another platform, then you should come to your Flutterwave Store to edit because there's no link between the other platform and the Flutterwave Store. So you probably need to do that yourself manually so that your customer doesn't order and then is sold out already.
Okay, thank you very much. So someone is asking, we are not taking the person's questions. I can't tell your question because you're an anonymous attendee. I'm sorry about that. We are working through the questions. Do we have pickups in every state? Like I said, Flutterwave delivery is not yet live. So I'm just reiterating that delivery is not yet live. Okay, do I have to create a payment link for every product listed on my Flutterwave storefront? No, that's not how Flutterwave Store works. Flutterwave Store allows you to create your product.
I think I answered the question already.
Oh, okay.
So I typed to her already, so she should have that response. But you can take it again in case somebody else.
Okay, so payment links are a separate function of Flutterwave, and then your Flutterwave Store is a separate function as well. Okbe and Bolanle, would you like to share your screen so we can show what it looks like for for you to share the link to your store, like to products on your store, basically.
Okay. Okay, sure.
You can
Okay,
go ahead if you.
okay. So I'd like to also state that the reason why we're talking about the payment links was because of people who basically provide services sometimes who are not necessarily in who are not in the business of goods. Do you understand? So their businesses are not tangible physical assets, and also want to receive the we share payment links that it could be used for so many things. You don't even have to be a business person to have a payment link. However, for your store, the moment you have, this is your store page that I hope everyone can see the store page. Um, if you go to manage your store, this is your unique store link. So when you click on that link or you copy that link and you send to a customer and this customer clicks on the link, this is what the customer is seeing. They don't have to worry about any payment link to check out or do anything. Once they click on whatever items they are buying, it goes into their cart. And let's say they pick one shoe, pick one Japanese Harmony, click one Gentle Jack. They already have 3 items in their cart. So they click on their cart and it shows what they have selected and they can continue and then they pay out. So your payment link and your store, they're not necessarily the same thing. Your payment link has a different use case based on what happens in your business today. But as much as possible, we've seen really unique things people do with their store. We had a woman who was using her store to charge her husband for his daily meals. We've had people who on their store page, they are into services, like I said, home cleaning. So on their store page, they have pictures of, cleaning a home, and under description, instead of red stiletto, they wrote 2-bedroom flat or self-contained, 1 bed self-contained. What that basically does is when a customer clicks on their store, they know that this is ABC home cleaning services. When you click on their store, based on what kind of apartment you live in, you can select which of the apartment types suits you and then you pay. So if under where we have red stiletto, if it was 1 bedroom apartment and you click on it, it means you've paid for them to clean a 1 bedroom apartment and they can do what they have to do. That's if they have a store account. It's only if the individual, for example, doesn't have a store account or doesn't want to use a store account but has a Flutterwave account that he can create a unique payment link. But it's not, you don't have to use both. If you do your store very well, if you create your store very well, like creating your own unique online website, everything your customers need, will be available from there. I hope that clarifies that question.
Thank you very much. So I think I'm trying to run through as many questions as possible. Someone is asking how to, sorry, hold on. Okay. Hi. Okay, sorry. I have already responded. If I skip your question, that is because your question has been responded to. If you want to edit your account after sign up, just go to, so I'm sorry, I'm trying to read through the questions and answer at the same time. Someone has asked, how do you edit your account after sign up? We are going to, you're able to do that if you log into your dashboard and then go to settings, and you'll be able to edit your account after sign up. That's something that you can do right now. Is it possible to add your products automatically to your Flutterwave store from your online web store? Right now, that is not something that is available, but we are working through a system that may allow this to happen. However, it's not available right now. You would have to upload your products manually or to your Flutterwave store. And I think you can also upload via bulk upload, but that's probably through you have to upload your products manually to your Flutterwave store. It's not possible for you to link it to different online web stores. What you can do is, I think you can link your Flutterwave store to a Zapier account, which helps with managing your stock. But right now, that is all that we have available. Okay. Handling male and female fashion together. There's no option for fashion as a whole to sell both fashion. How does one go about that? We haven't separated different male and female fashion, but I do understand your question in terms of also sizing. We have not made sizing available, but this is something that we're adding in the works because our customers have made it very obvious that this is something that is very important to them. So sizing is in the works, but fashion, you can, I mean, you just need to name it different things. If you have male fashion, you just need to name it, I don't know, men's shirts and then women's shoes and stuff like that. I think it would be pretty obvious. Someone is asking if there's a mobile app to manage your store and payments. Right now, we do not have a mobile app to manage your Flutterwave store, but our website is, your dashboard is very mobile responsive. So you can log into your dashboard via your phone browser and then go from there. Another question, can I have more than one business account on the platform? Absolutely. We are also recording. I want to mention again, we are recording this. So if you miss anything, we've probably answered your question already. But yes, we are recording this. You can have more than one business account on your Flutterwave dashboard and on your Flutterwave account. You can also link them. You can link somebody that already has a Flutterwave account to your own current Flutterwave account. That's something that you can do at the moment. Okay. I have an account, an e-commerce website hosted by Wix, but Flutterwave is not amongst their payment options. How can I link Flutterwave to my website online store? Okay, Okwe, would you like to answer this question, please?
So I think I answered something like that. You can actually just take your payment link and drop it on your website if you already have an existing website. So what you can do is maybe cover, so you have a payment link in the background, and then maybe where your customer clicks on pay, that's what's going to be behind it. So when customer clicks on pay, that link is what they will be taken to. So you would have done it in such a way that you have put the link behind the pay button input, and then once they click on pay, yeah, I think that's about the only way you can take your payment link and incorporate it to your.
So I'm not sure if that's actually what the person is even saying. I think the person has an e-commerce site and wants to integrate Flutterwave checkout.
Has on Wix
Checkout, yeah.
And wants to
Wants
checkout.
to integrate
I know
checkout.
I know we have for Shopify.
We have for Wix.
I know we have Wix as well. So maybe what you should just do is kindly send us a mail at hi@flutterwavego.com with your business name, and then we'll look at your account, and then we can have someone in our technical team help you, walk you through how to set it up. Because I know we have that.
And in addition to that, I'm also sharing the link for Wix. But another thing that we have not mentioned is we have a support website. It's called support.flutterwave.com. And you can click on it and search for just about anything that has to do with Flutterwave. So like with Wix now, we have an email, we have a full tutorial on how to set up Flutterwave on Wix. And so I'm going to share that link, but this is something that I think is beneficial to everyone that is attending. You are able to.
We also have other plugins that can be used. There are also various other plugins that can.
Yes, okay. We're moving on to the other questions. For unregistered businesses, this is a question that we have gotten a lot. Can you register on Flutterwave if your business is unregistered? Can you receive payments if your business is unregistered? I'm going to allow Bolanle to answer that question.
Thanks, Wendy. Yes, you can. So if I can share my screen again, when we're trying to set you up as a new customer account on Flutterwave dashboard. Okay, let me try and do this again. On Flutterwave, it's possible we have two ways you can actually sign in as an account. You can either be a business account, meaning that your business is fully set up, like you have your CAC documents. For those in Nigeria, you have your full business document, or you can sign up as an individual. As an individual, what that means is, yes, you're able to do business and make and collect, and use our services for collections and payouts. However, the compliance or the business requirements that will need to validate your account will be different. So as an individual, we'll be using more of your individual identification, such as your ID card, your passport, your own BVN, your personal BVN. We'll be using every other kind of information that helps us to personally ID you, because you're signing up as an individual account. As a business account, your business name, want to see your CAC documents if you're in Nigeria. If you're in other parts of the world, we have what is required in your locality. We'll use those information to confirm and verify your account. So yes, as an individual, in that sense, when you see an unregistered business, yes, in that sense, you can actually use our services. You just be registered as an individual, and then would depend on all your individual information as the verification for your account on Flutterwave. I think that answers that question.
Okay, thank you very much, Bolanle. Okay. Someone is asking, can payment plan be made for outgoing transactions, like setting a payment date and amount to pay customers? Is this in relation to maybe you have maybe like a company where you are splitting payments with all your merchants and everyone that uses your service? Maybe you're receiving payments for them and you would like to make payments to them. It's something that can be done. We have something called a split payment function. It would be helpful for me to share the link actually with you. I can share a link to our split payment support article. And then
I think Wendy,
yes.
sorry, I think also maybe the person means if you're trying to do multiple payouts to a lot of people, maybe your staff and all that, that is available today. Like I said, a lot of them is, that say pay or settle me into my account is because they don't know that they can do everything they will do on their internet banking or account in their bank on Flutterwave. So you're doing a lot of payouts, you're paying to your vendors or your suppliers, your staff. You can do that on the transfers page that we spoke about earlier, and you can set, whatever it is, however it works for you, who you're paying and how that will work. That's available today on our transfers, the payouts service.
Okay. Another question is, where do I add my social media accounts on? I think this is on Flutterwave Store. Okay, would you like to show that?
So the question is, where do you add your what?
Where do I add my social media accounts? Like the link to your social media accounts.
Okay, but I don't show that.
Yeah, so on Flutterwave Store, it's not necessarily you adding your link to your social media account. It's more about you publishing your store link on your social media account or on every place where you have visibility and interact with your customers today. So you have listed your items here, and you come to manage store, and it shows you your unique Flutterwave URL, which is your link. This is what you copy and you paste on your Instagram bio, for example. This is what you copy and you paste on your WhatsApp, your business WhatsApp page for your customers to see. This is where you paste on, maybe even in emails or whatever. Once your customers click on that link, they are directed, or they're directly taken into your store, and they can purchase from you. So Flutterwave Store is not necessarily taking in your social media account information. It's that you now have your own unique, like your store website or store, URL, your naming, where you can, your own unique link that you can now share with people on whatever platforms you interact with them on. I think that's what the question really is, because this is like your engine, your back end is unique to you. Your customers are not seeing your dashboard. What they need to know, what they want to know is give them a link, either in your click link in bio on Instagram or your Facebook comments as you advertise your business, or WhatsApp link or your email address. So they click that link and they go into your store. From store here, there's no need for your social media information on your store back end page. I don't know if that covers the question.
Yes, I think it does. So unfortunately, we're now, we're 11 minutes beyond our time limit right now. I have Dekachim on. He leads our product marketing team, and he's here to kind of talk through a little bit of information on what we're doing for Small Business Month. If your question has not been answered, I'm really sorry, but we're out of time. But we will, if this is a pressing question, what you can do is, like I said before, either send us a DM on Twitter, FLW support, or email us hi@flutterwavego.com. And then another thing that you can do also is to send us a DM on Instagram, or even our main account on Twitter. It's at the Flutterwave. So those are the three ways that you can reach us. I'm really sorry we are not able to get to all questions right now. I think maybe we may even have to work on part 2 of this, because but this is also being recorded. If you missed anything, we're going to get to it. Hi, Dekachim. Would you like to go into detail on what we're doing for Small Business Month? Dekachim? Okay, I think we've lost Dekachim. So we're going to officially wrap up now. We're really grateful that so many of you are so engaged. Really sorry that we can't get to all the questions, and we will definitely work on part 2. I'm seeing some people say part 2 of this webinar would be nice, so we'll work on part 2. Maybe what we'll now do is we'll go into a lot of detail on each specific one, right? So we kind of rushed through everything today, and then obviously we couldn't go into as much detail as we wanted, so we'll work on part 2. I also see that most people have responded to our poll. And it looks like you guys prefer Mondays and you prefer 10 a.m. on Mondays. So we're keeping the time and we're just reducing the frequency to twice a month. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining us. I really had a great time today. I tried to get to as many questions as possible. Really sorry. So I'm going to keep answering the questions. It's just that we're going to stop the recording and we're going to stop the webinar officially. I'm going to keep answering the questions until everyone is off. Thank you so much for joining us today. We're really grateful for you guys. Thank you, Bolanle. Thank you, Okwe. This was really helpful.
Thank you, Wendy.
Thanks, Wendy.
Is it possible to have a poll set up now, just before people drop off, on if they want part 2, yes or no, and also on the direct information, is it invoicing, store, payment links that they want us to focus on? So when we click on that, we know what the part 2 will be focused on.
Actually, I can't set up a poll right now because the webinar is on. But if you can, how do we do this? Actually, we'll send a survey via email.
Maybe drop a comment.
Yeah, we'll send a survey via email. But if you want a part 2, just let us know. Just type it in the chat function. And then for your specific suggestions on what we should go over, just let us know via email. We'll send a survey, a quick 1-minute survey. It won't take that long for you guys to answer. But yeah, okay. I'm seeing a lot of parts 2.
I can see it on my one part 2.
Yes. Okay, great. We'll go into a little more detail with part 2. Thank you very much, guys.